The legends about Japanese toilets were real. They were true. I've used a bidet, and I love it, and I love it so much. Listen, I have gone to great lengths to make sure that my nethers are nice and clean. But a shower head, Tagaki shower head, sponsored, can only do so much. You see, they can only do so much. You know, you get down there with the strong setting and you try and clean as much as you possibly can, but a bidet does so much more than you would have thought. The first one I experienced was on the plane. So Mr. and I, we flew with ANA, and we flew business class, and we've already talked about this, but we flew to Japan. And the one thing that I didn't mention, because at the time we, for security reasons, could not mention we were in Japan, is the fact that on that plane, there was, of course, a Japanese toilet. And I went to guys, I was like, Mr. My boy, I'm going to take a shit. And I stood up and I walked down the aisle, and I sat down, and suddenly I saw the controls, and I was like, oh, so the legends are true. And I sat down, and I don't know what kind of maniac was using the bathroom before me. They had that shit dialed up to maximum water pressure. And I'm not going to say that I enjoyed it, but I definitely did. I sat there and I was like, all right, well, you know, sing with me, sing for the year. And I sat down, I pressed the button, and it was beautiful. Maximum water pressure, full heat setting. And I realized what I had been missing out on my entire life. My asshole had never felt so clean. And I have taken efforts to make sure that it is clean. But it had never been quite that clean before. I was so happy. I was proud. And, well, I had been converted. And so I think that I am going to take steps. I think after I got home... See, the thing about... Also the heated seats, right? The thing is, I have a fucking... I have a condition. I have a... I am severely... What's the word? Afflicted, let's say, by a bad habit. And this bad habit is zoning out on the toilet for an extremely long time. Sometimes I'll be fighting for my life, and sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I'll just, you know, take a piss. But I might sit down because I want to just relax for a moment. Maybe I'll take a shit, maybe I won't. And then I sit down, get my phone out, and I am there for 25, 30 minutes. And this is at home. This is on an ice-cold British toilet, right? This is on an ice-cold British toilet where, like, there's nothing comfortable about it. I'd be so much more comfortable if I zoned out on my bed, for example, or in a chair. But no, I always choose to do it on the shitter. And yet it's cold and it's hard. And when I stand up, I have pins and needles. I feel like I have to pull a walking stick out and try to nurse myself off of the shitter. In Japan, with the warm seats and the comfort of being able to thoroughly cleanse my ass, the instant I have the urge to, why would I ever stand up? Why would I ever stand up? I don't know why. It reinforced my bad habits, and so I think for that reason it is good that I am home, because otherwise I would simply have stayed in that A&A bathroom for the rest of my life. Thank you very much for the